All right. So I talked about it earlier. Dylan Danis had an embarrassing loss, like a super embarrassing loss to Logan Paul, where he tried to like pull a Sean Strickland with the pressure, but his pressure style doesn't really work when he doesn't throw punches, so it was really ineffective. Like he had a good game plan, it was a smart game plan, except he didn't completely utilize it properly. His game plan of pressuring to try and gas out Logan Paul seemed like a smart idea, but to make it work, you sort of got to throw some punches on top of it. You can't just move forward and expect Logan to gas. That's not going to work. Uh, yeah, it was an embarrassing performance. I've talked about the overall performance itself before, earlier in my reaction to Logan Paul versus Dylan Danis video. You can go check that one out after this one. But yeah, like I said, embarrassing performance from Dylan Danis. He caused a brawl and got DQ'd at the end to try and save face. He tried to play up to the crowd, but the crowd were just not feeling it. They were not happy with Dylan Dennis at all. He laid on his back to try and like pull like a Nick Diaz versus Anderson Silva, trying to like say, "Oh, come into my guard," but like no, it's just you can't do that. You can't do that when you're getting your ass kicked. It doesn't make any sense. Nick Diaz versus Anderson Silva, it was like a sort of a chess match, wasn't like a back and forth war or anything like that. Like but this, you're just getting your ass handed to you. You can't go and mock him when you're literally getting beat up. But still, what does Dylan Danners do from here? He's built up this whole big star and everything. He's built up his fan base and everything. But now, he's just got his ass kicked brutally. It's like, what does this guy even do now? Like, he's literally just got his ass handed to him by fucking Logan Paul, man. Logan Paul isn't going to fight him in MMA. Like, come on, let's be honest, that's not going to happen. Like, come on. Like, let's be real. That's probably not going to happen here. But what does he do next? Let me just check if he's lost any of his followers. So he's at 3.7 million now. Don't know if he's. Only thing he did was repost a photo that compared him to Nick Diaz. But besides that, man, like let me check his Twitter too. Sorry, I just need to see if he's made a statement. I know he retweeted Conor McGregor, but I don't. Yeah, he retweeted Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis ends an all-out brawl, but he actually hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't said anything. So, in my opinion, what Dylan Dennis. Sorry it took so long to get to this point. I just had to see if he's made any statements or anything. I think the next step for Dylan Dennis is to maybe go fight in fucking MMA, the sport that he literally competes in. I don't think he's gonna get a Logan Paul fight, but I think he should just literally go crush some cans in Bellator, build up his hype or something. Like literally, the guy came back and got whooped by Logan Paul. That's like pretty embarrassing. He needs to get that bitter taste, out of his mouth. He's 30 years old. If he's ever gonna make anything of himself in MMA, the time is now. Like he does not have much time. Like he generally has really good jiu-jitsu. Uh, I've seen a lot of people like saying, "Oh, he shot a takedown on Logan Paul. He couldn't even get it. Logan would beat him in MMA." He's wearing fucking boxing gloves. You can't go and double leg someone if you can't grip them properly in boxing gloves. Like a takedown with boxing gloves is very hard. Like you can't just go take someone down when you're wearing boxing gloves. They're not made for gripping onto people. And they also said, oh, he failed that guillotine. Again, he's wearing boxing gloves, He can't go in there and guillotine fucking someone with boxing gloves. It just doesn't happen. Maybe it can if you got some crazy grip strength, but it's not going to be elite, You're not going to be able to get an elite technical submission there. It'll just be all power, and you're not going to get it locked in properly, is what I'm getting to. But yeah, I think Dylan Dennis, the smartest move for him is to literally just go crush some cans. Maybe he can see if he can hop on like some of the Bellator cards coming up before Bellator gets sold or folds or whatever happens with Bellator. That's his best option is to go, yeah, go have some sort of fight in MMA, like against somebody of no name value, well, maybe someone of name value, but somebody he could beat. I feel like he needs to just go build his name up a little bit. It's sad to see because he's actually like a funny character, but like he got embarrassed, man. You can't even like play it down at all. Like, I don't know. I feel like having a personality is one of the worst bases for mixed martial arts or combat sports. Because like when you have a trash talker, they always lose before you can see them go all the way. Like Dylan Dennis is one of the best trash talkers, but he just doesn't. He just didn't walk the walk here, you know. But it is crazy out of like Dylan Dennis has played this like gimmick where he calls people out for years, but Logan Paul's the one to beat him. Like fucking hell, man. Can't believe we got to this point, but. He's 2-0 in MMA. I think he'd return to mixed martial arts is what he needs to do, where he can actually, use his best part of his game, which is, his grappling, his jiu-jitsu. But like, fucking hell, man, I can't believe that takedown attempt. Like, I know obviously he's got gloves on, like I said, he's got boxing gloves, but the fact he went for that, and then to go for the guillotine was so fucking funny, man. And then he goes and swings at the security. Like, I still can't get over that. That was some shit straight out of WWE. But yeah, interesting from Dylan Dennis there. But he's built himself a name. I would hate to see him not be able to utilize it, even knowing everyone's going to be taking the piss out of him now. I think his best plan, he needs to go in there and just crush a can as soon as possible, in my opinion. Just go build your record up or something. Go crush some fucking horrible can or something. Make people forget about that loss because, nobody's going to ever take him seriously if he just retires on this and never fights again. A lot of people don't think he's ever going to fight again, so I feel like he needs to prove everyone wrong and just get back in there, get back in MMA, go beat the shit out of some can or something. Because, yeah, he's 30. Like, he's generally a very good jiu-jitsu talent. He actually does have really good grappling, but he's just, yeah, like a boxing match was never something he should ever have done. He doesn't have the striking for it. Like, don't get me wrong, he's not Ben Askren, and he proved he's not Ben Askren. He's somewhat competent with his striking. I mean, he didn't throw strikes, but I feel like he's not as bad as people are making it out to be. He literally just didn't throw anything. He's still not good, don't get me wrong. He's not a great boxer, but he's not Ben Askren at the very least. But yeah, fucking hell, man. Maybe try a call for Ben Askren. Maybe he could get a fight with Ben Askren, maybe. If Ben Askren said he would come back for Jorge Masvidal, so maybe he could come back for Dylan Dennis. They've had beef for a few years. Ben Askren would probably think that's a fight he would win, so maybe you do Ben Askren versus Dylan Dennis. I don't know if he's still under UFC contract or not, but if he's not, maybe you could do Dylan Dennis versus Ben Askren somewhere. But yeah, I think the best thing for Dylan Dennis is to just go crush some sort of can and don't don't ever speak about this boxing match ever again. He should just not ever acknowledge it because yeah, it's not a good look for him, man. Not a good look at all. He had so much star potential, but yeah, he got whooped. He genuinely got whooped here, but I think he can still be a decent star in MMA. I don't think he could be UFC champion or anything like that. That video, I did a hypothetical on how to make him a big star, but it was, like I said, it was a hypothetical. Maybe his jiu-jitsu could do him pretty well if he was ever in the UFC, but I don't know, man. He hasn't proved much in MMA, and we've seen that his boxing isn't good enough against like a Logan Paul. But yeah, we'll see what he does next. But yeah, you gotta you gotta feel bad for him a little bit, but a lot of people are gonna be very happy. But yeah, anyway, if you made it this far into the video, make sure you give it a like. Let me know your thoughts on Dylan Dennis, his boxing performance, and what you think he should do. I mean, if Keemstar said, actually, Dylan Dennis should have won the fight. Team Logan Paul had people coming into the ring during the fight even before the last round. That's an instant disqualification for Team Logan Paul. Imagine that would have been so funny if Dylan Dennis got a DQ win, like after all of that. But yeah, I don't think Dylan Dennis versus Logan Paul will happen in mixed martial arts. Logan Paul won't do that. He's won. He's not going to go back to this, I don't think. I feel like he's going to take his victory and he's not going to go in there and get choked out by Dylan Dennis. But yeah, Dylan Dennis, I don't know what he's going to do personality wise. Like, I could see him just taking a complete break from Twitter, but we'll see. Maybe he'll just literally be back right onto it the next day. But he can't go and troll Logan Paul after this. You literally got your ass beat. The gimmick doesn't work now when you're not fighting each other. But It was a fun era. It was a fun era, the back and forth between them, the trolling, but now the trolling just doesn't fucking work, which is unfortunate to see. But we'll see what happens. I think what even happened to Dylan Dennis? Did he get escorted out of the ring or something? I didn't actually see where he went, but yeah, we'll see what happens.